Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. What's up, Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners and Pittsburgh sports fans, Steeler Nation, and all that? It is a fantastic Tuesday in the city of Pittsburgh. I don't care if it's been raining for the last 2 days or if it's storming. Right now, it is a fantastic Tuesday because it is a Pittsburgh Steelers victory Tuesday. And that's what we love. We love to have Tuesday Steeler victories. Welcome to Soul Tape. We do it every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. My name is Kevin Cameron, and on the other camera, directly across from me is Mr. Ken Craig. What's up, Ken?
What is up? Welcome to a Victory Tuesday. You said it best, and I couldn't be happier that we won that game because I couldn't take much more negativity from the fans here. But although, as we talked about shortly after Sunday's win, it almost felt like a loss.
And that's a shame.
It is a shame.
That's a shame.
It is.
And
it
a happens shame. Too much around here.
Yeah, and
it really does.
I will repeat what I said right after the game. When was the last time the Steelers had a pretty win? They come very, very far to between.
Yeah.
Even back to the time with Ben.
Right.
Very, very, very few times we put together a complete blowout where it looked pretty.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This is Steeler football. We're gonna grind.
That's it. And we're going to talk about it all here on Soul Take. And we do 4 different segments. And the first segments will do exactly that. We'll go ahead and recap the game. A part of the recap, we'll talk about TJ Watt. Is he back? That is the question of the day. Also, Cam Heyward. Do you believe he turned in a dominant performance, a performance that was definitely needed to win that game on Sunday? And we'll fill you in as far as what's going on with the Pittsburgh Pirates and Major League Baseball as well. And then the second segment, which is the 6:30 time frame, we will go around the NFL. And we'll also give you a preview of the big game here in town this week, Louisville versus Pitt. Can Pitt bounce back? And then the third segment, we'll go around college football, the AP Top 25. We'll let you know what the new Top 25 is and also preview a big game up in Happy Valley as well, Penn State versus Oregon. And yeah, I say Oregon. The Ryder Cup is this week. We need to talk about that. And the WNBA playoffs are still in process. So we need to fill everybody in as far as what's going on there as well. And then we'll finish things up with the last segment, preview of the Steelers versus Vikings over in Dublin, Ireland. And also do our NFL picks for week number 4. Time is flying.
Time flies.
For sure. The call-in numbers are on your screen. And when I say numbers, one is for the call-in. The other one is for the text messages. So our phone lines are open. You can call at any time, as well as please connect with us on our socials, YouTube. Please subscribe. Also on our radio stream, we ask for everyone to subscribe as well, and that will keep you up to date regarding all of our different programming. Now, some of you might be expecting Pittsburgh Soul on stage directly after this show. and we are rescheduling Pittsburgh's solo stage. So we'll keep everybody abreast as far as the new date. Also want to make everybody aware of our new Pittsburgh's DSEN Black and Gold post-game show. We had the first one, Ken, this past Sunday, and what a post-game show it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You guys killed it.
It was a victory post-game, so we have a panel of 6 guys every week. You might have a whole new panel, or 1 or 2 people will be new. So we're alternating based on everyone's schedule. And when I make the games I'll be calling in from the stadium, providing an update directly from the stadium as well. So please set your schedule for this Sunday. The Steelers play at 9:30 a.m. because, again, the game is in Ireland. So as soon as that game is over, which is anticipated to be probably about 12:30 p.m. our time, we will do a 3-hour show, Black and Gold post game, talking about the Steeler game. So please put that on your schedule. Tell your friends, your family, your loved ones, even the people you don't like. I always say. So we want everyone to know about it.
Or you could just subscribe to us on YouTube and set the little bell. Sign up for the little notifications. It'll notify you whenever we are live. We go live twice a week now. So, set that notification, join the chat, call in, take live calls. How many times did I want to call in and just complain or bounce ideas? That's what we're here for.
Definitely. So what we'll do, we'll get right into it, Ken, and I'm going to transition the screen real quick for the people on YouTube, because I think this is, the very first touchdown of the day. Let's listen to that and watch that for those on YouTube as well.
Is in there, 1st and goal now for Pittsburgh. Pitch it, Gainwell will go wide, and he'll cut it inside for the touchdown. Steelers score first. Stevenson, 44 touches, or 44.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and stop it there. That was the first touchdown of the day. As you heard, the Steelers did something that was uncharacteristic, Ken, taking a lead. Not only, and I'm not saying that that's uncharacteristic, right? Because they've done it. Was it no, I think this might be the first time they took the lead this year. But what I'm getting to is being up 14-0.
Yeah.
That's unusual. And I'm sitting there at Cloud 33 where I watched the game in Penn Hills, and I'm thinking to myself, come on, keep scoring. I don't want it to be a tight game like it normally is. And it ended up being a tight game. The Patriots came back and scored 2 more touchdowns and made it 14-14. And then it was back to what we're used to lately here, as you said, as being a Steeler fan. So before we get into the question of the day, is TJ Watt back? Matter of fact, I have another question even before that. But go ahead and if you could just provide your 1 to 2 minute summary of the game, recap of the game.
Yeah, no, I also wanted to make a comment on what you just mentioned, and I was looking for the stat to make sure it was accurate. But this was the
snaps in the first 2
last
games.
year we did not score once on the opening drive. And this was the 2nd time this year or the 3rd time this year? That's what I was confirming. Either way, this was very uncharacteristic that the Steelers scored on the opening drive. But like you said, meanwhile, go up 14-0 that early. We definitely had a full control, what felt like full control of the game, and then that lull. Aaron Rodgers had mentioned it in his post-game interview with Evan Washburn right after the game. He said, it felt like they sat down for almost 30 minutes. The defense could not get off the field, and what felt like the game was really exciting.
Point
We
of
had
the
full control of the
quarterback
game
for
at the very
Pittsburgh
beginning.
with Derek Harmon
Then
and
that
Cam
middle of the game,
Heyward. Not much
the
has gone right.
80% of the game, I felt like was just a very forgettable event.
Mhm.
It felt like our defense couldn't get off the field. It felt like, we were possession downs. We weren't in control of. They were getting, they were 4 for 5 on fourth downs. They went for a fourth down deep in their zone. They had third down conversions all over the place. It was a very unforgettable few drives. I'll say that. But luckily, Aaron Rodgers had a nice throw to Calvin Austin to end the game. I will say Calvin Austin had a beautiful adjustment on that throw to end the game. I know Aaron Rodgers mentioned that as well. He said it was not a good throw, but CA3 had a really good adjustment along the sidelines there and to win the game. So 5 sacks or 4 sacks? No, I mean 5 sacks, 4 fumbles is what it was. Did I get that right?
4 turnovers, 4 fumbles, as well as 1 interception.
So 5 turnovers then, right?
Yeah, 5 turnovers. And from a sack standpoint, let me take, 5 sacks.
Yeah, 5 sacks.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, coming into the game, the Steelers only had 3. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, our pass rush was on a different level. This game, I know, the New England's offensive line, they're a younger offensive line, even though they have some veterans on it. But you saw the intensity coming whenever Nick Herbig was on the field as well. That was exciting to see. I know we've seen a limited amount of.
What if you only traded 0 DTE options around events that are 100% guaranteed to happen? We found a company that tracks
in
the
place of Alex Highsmith right now.
Deal Rodgers.
TJ Watt.
Will fire.
Making an impact again with both
Intercepted.
the sacks and
the ball is just
fumble recovery. Although, if you look at the stat sheet, the Steelers should have lost this game. We lost.
I see 21-14, Ken.
I know. That's why I said if you look at the stat sheet.
21-14.
If you look at the stat sheet, this was a game that was won by what did Mike Tomlin use? Ball seeking.
Yeah.
They practiced that mindfully and executed it flawlessly with 2 turnovers in the red zone, 1 interception in the end zone. These are big plays, big splash plays from the defense that won this game.
I'll have to differ here with you, Ken, because when I take a look at the stat sheet, the Steelers should have won all day. Okay? The Steelers should have won all day because when I take a look at the stat sheet, the most important stat on here, is turnovers. Period. And when I take a look and I see 5 turnovers, whoever got those 5 turnovers, should win.
Should win.
And then when when I take a look at another stat, which is important, sacks.
Yeah.
5 sacks. Okay. There's a good chance that you get 5 sacks, you're going to win the game as well. Now, there are some other things that aren't pretty, like third down conversion.
And fourth down conversion.
But again, I tell people all the time, what I look at from a stat standpoint are critical situations. Critical situations, like you said, red zone.
Yep.
And let me give you a stat on the red zone as well. I'm not sure if you know this. Who's the number 1 team from a red zone efficiency standpoint?
That's a good question. I know we're number 2 right now.
We're number 2.
Who is number 1?
We're number 2.
Is it?
Number 1 is Philadelphia.
Okay. All right.
And you know what Philadelphia's efficiency rate is? I'll tell you.
95%.
95%. Try 100.
100%. Wow.
100%.
This season?
Okay. So when you're number 2, And I want to say, and I was looking for my notes here. I want to say we're at 87.5.
7 of 8, right?
I'm not sure about the numbers, but I want to say we're at like 87.5 efficiency, and I think it was something like 100% the first game, 50% the second game, and
100%
this pass. And again, I'm trying to go from memory. So
we were 3 of 3
it might be a little off.
3 of 3 this past weekend. I saw that stat as well. And last year we struggled a lot. I think we were, ranked in the 20s in terms of red zone efficiency. This year being 87.5%.
Okay.
If we can keep that trending in that direction.
I have it right here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was 87.5. Okay, is what the Steelers are right now. 87.5. And that's number 2 in the NFL. Now, the next closest was Chicago at 85.71. However, it gives you last year because you talked about last year, right?
Sure.
And what do you think it was last year?
I'm getting the rain in the background.
Yeah, we're okay. We're okay.
I thought that was what was it last year? I'm gonna guess 60. No, I'm gonna guess 49%.
Close, 48.21%. So we talk a lot about what the Steelers aren't doing, but we need to talk about what the Steelers are doing good as well.
Absolutely.
I
can get on board with that.
And that's not sustainable, I don't think, from a basically 88% standpoint. I wouldn't expect that all year. However, if they could hover at an 80% or better clip, I'll be very happy with that. I actually told someone during the game, it was nice to not see Chris Boswell have to come out and kick a field goal.
Yeah.
How many times can we say that?
Absolutely. I mean, we've depended on him. And I actually think this was the second time since 2021 the Steelers won a game without Chris Boswell's field goal.
Okay.
Since 2021, this is the second time that we've won a game without Chris Boswell kicking a field goal.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, we know that we have a lot of things to clean up. Now, let me cue up this other video and audio. This is during the goal line, right before halftime. And as the people on YouTube could see, the Steelers were up 14-7. So I'm going to go ahead and let this play out, and the people on the radio stream will be able to hear this as well.
Inside the 3. May will fire it. It's picked off. Intercepted by Eccles. Played for Vrabel in Tennessee. They signed to a 3.
Okay, so I just wanted to show that one particular play. Cam Heyward, he's known for getting those big paws up, man.
Oh, yeah.
And deflecting passes. He's really good at that. He's, a lot of people talk about his run-stopping capability, his pass rush. A lot of people don't realize that, and I had to explain this to a good friend of mine who tried to say Cam Heyward wasn't stellar, but after I gave him his stats, and this was before this game, I said, do you realize Cam Heyward is the second leading sacker in Steeler history?
Wait, someone said he was not stellar.
Yeah.
I would love to sit down with that person. No, okay, so the first 2 games, I noticed something was we weren't getting up to block a lot, right? That is something that Cam Heyward has brought to this defense. Between Cam and TJ, they jump up and block, right? Okay. I love that about them. That turns not only, it interrupts the quarterback in his throw more than we know.
Definitely.
And then those times where he can get his hand on a pass and deflect it, it turns into an interception in the red zone. Cam Heyward, when he's on, he can impact a game like this.
Yeah, and that was key before
huge
halftime. Red zone, turnover, interception, Now, that takes me to the question that I have here. Did the Patriots give the game away, or did the Steelers take it? Now, 5 turnovers, 4 fumbles, and 1 interception. So what do you think?
I think we took it. I think we identified an area that they are known for. Mondre Stevenson had fumble problems last year. What do? We go after the ball. That's what game planning is. I know the Steelers on a week-to-week, you see them trying to punch that ball out every time. That's something that they practice a lot. You and I both know that. So I'm not going to give this one to the Patriots being a bad team. Because to be honest with you, I mean, outside of those takeaways, they were kind of dicing our defense up a little bit.
Sure.
I give props to Drake May. He diced us up a little bit, right? Whether it was throwing or, even him being mobile.
So Drake May was 28 of 37 for 268 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception, and sacked 5 times.
5 times.
On the other side, Aaron Rodgers, and he came out after the game and said he didn't play a good game. I thought that maybe he was too hard on himself. He was 16 of 23 for 139 yards, which those stats aren't, big stats at all. But
how many of those yards were yards after catch? Just take a guess.
I would say probably 50.
107 yards.
After the catch.
After
wow.
the catch.
And I think the Steelers probably lead the NFL in that particular category.
We are number 1.
Okay.
Yards after the catch. I'll take that, but we can't depend on it.
But we talked about that when we previewed the game. I actually stated that look for quick, easy passes. You have to help that offensive line out, and they had to challenge the linebackers and the safeties as well. And I think they challenged the linebackers more so than the safeties. So that was expected. Now, I agree with you, Ken. I think the Steelers took the game versus that the Patriots gave it to us. Again, when you have 5 turnovers, in this instance anyway, I think they earned those turnovers. A lot of people poo-poo those turnovers and try to say, you're not going to get this all the time. We've heard that a whole lot over the years.
Sure.
The Steelers find ways to get turnovers because, like we said, they work at it. Okay. Now, another person. So do you believe that Cam Heyward had a dominant performance?
Oh yeah, I think he deserved a game ball. Many times I often after a game I
hope he got one.
Yeah. Many times I like to sit back and think if I was the coach, who would I be handing a game ball to? Right. And on the defensive side, you have to give one to Cam Heyward. I think Eccles showed up as well. I think he had a good game.
Yeah.
He put himself in position to, get that interception. I know he got burned on a couple, but I think Herbig played. I think TJ Watt played. I think Harmon played out. I think we looked good. I think we did look really good. I think Peppers balled out too. I like Jabril Peppers a lot.
He had a real good.
Yes, he did.
Real good game. And Cam Heyward, let me take a look at his official stats. I think he was dominant. He had 6 total tackles, 3 solo. And let me see. Yeah, 1 sack as well. Okay. And the pass deflected was key for the red zone interception that we talked about. Hopefully, everyone, you're not getting a whole lot of noise from us here, background noise. It's storming in the area that we're in. So hopefully you can still hear us okay. I'm also starting to get some texts in. Hello, Yolanda. Thank you for tuning in, one of our regular listeners out there. So thank you very much. Everyone, if you would like to call or text, the number should be on your screen the way that you connected. TJ Watt, his numbers from the game, he had 5 tackles, 2 solo, 2 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss. Based on that game, do you believe he's back, Ken?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Do I think he's back? I'm thinking yes. I'm gonna go with yes.
And why do you say yes?
After
one game, Ken. After one game.
Here's where I'm gonna challenge you.
Okay. I don't challenge me because you don't know where I'm at first.
I'm gonna challenge the question.
Okay.
I don't think he went anywhere.
Okay.
I think on a stat sheet, yes, his numbers weren't there, his sacks weren't there.
Okay.
But in terms of TJ Watt, if you go back, right? Yes, Miles, and I'm not comparing him to Myles Garrett here because
compare him. I don't care.
Top tier players.
We just had that discussion during the post game show.
If you look at tape, how many times he is triple teamed?
Yeah.
How many times he's doubled with a
Some
with
people
a chip
think
block.
it's just Myles Garrett.
Yeah, and the teams are scheming to run away from TJ. The teams are scheming to double team, triple team TJ Watt. That is opening up. TJ's taking on an extra man and opening it up for another defensive player to make a play. I think that TJ hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah,
he's just taking on more attention right now.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that he went somewhere, Ken. I think he was in a slump, but he was still doing other things. And let me use a basketball analogy. It's kind of like Steph Curry, right? It's kind of like Steph Curry. He's known to be a tremendous shooter, probably arguably the best shooter ever in the NBA. Okay. But there's times where he's off from making his 3-point shots. And what do you do in basketball when your jump shot is off? You go to the hoop.
Yeah, you go to the hoop. Or you pass it a little bit more when you're not supposed to.
Well, from a scoring standpoint, you don't stop shooting, but you want to go to the hoop, get a layup, so you can at least see the ball go in the hoop.
Right.
And then once you start seeing the ball go in the hoop, okay, now you use that as a platform, you leverage it to get back to what you do the best.
Right.
Okay.
Like you said, that little bit of confidence, that little bit of getting back in it.
Yeah,
right. That feel thing. I agree with
and that's how I feel about TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be much easier now since he got that monkey off his back. Okay, everybody knew he was in a slump. Everybody was talking about it. You haven't had a sack in 5 regular season games, 6 games since, if you include the playoff game. Okay, that could be frustrating. Mm-hmm. I know he had to be frustrated, okay, regardless of what he might have said. So now he got 2 sacks in 1 game. I think that's going to propel him to have the sacks on a regular basis. Okay, he was getting pressures before. Now he finally got home and, he was able to get not only 1 sack, but multiple sacks, as well as he had 2 tackles for loss. Those are important.
Very.
As well.
That's where I think we miss him the most right now, is just getting behind that, interrupting those, the run game behind the line of scrimmage, those quick attacks.
And he was doing that.
Yeah,
he was doing that already.
Absolutely.
And the thing about that as well, Ken, he had a fumble recovery also. Mm-hmm. Okay, Nick Herbert got the sack, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And TJ Watt was there. So the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, even though they still, trust me, everyone, they still have a very long way to go. Okay, very long way to go. I thought they did better, stopping the run. And I think the run stats are misleading and let me see what they have from a run standpoint, 119 yards. Okay. However, the quarterback, Drake May, had 45.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, he had 45 yards on the ground, or 43, I think. 45 on the ground.
Yeah.
And do I consider, like, I would love if they broke that down, and they probably do, between like a run play and a broken play that he scrambled for, right? Like, I think they're two totally different plays, but I think our run defense looked much better compared to the last, I'm going to say 6 games, right? Yeah. The last 6 games.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Going into last year.
We have not looked good.
Yeah.
And I thought they were good. They have 3 really good decent running backs, right? And I'm surprised they didn't play Travion Henderson a little bit sooner. They kind of let Ramondre Stevenson get back in there after his first fumble and
looking for a cost effective.
But our defense looked good. I think like you said, there's a lot of room for growth. I think they know that too. I have a question for you though. I listened to the
hold that question because we're at the bottom of the hour and we need to take a break. So I'll come right back to you when we come back for that particular question. What is the question? We could at least put it out there and then I'll answer it on the other side.
We talked about 2 big defensive players here.
Okay.
TJ Watt, Cam Heyward, both leaders on the team.
Okay.
Listening to Aaron Rodgers after the game, listening to his comments in the post-game press conference, as well as his interview with Evan Washburn. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers is a leader on this team?
Okay. All right. I'll answer that after the break, as well as we will talk Pittsburgh Pirates. What's going on with our Pittsburgh Pirates as they wind down the season, as well as what's going on with the Major League Baseball playoff race. And we need to go around the NFL to talk about some other games that happened in week 3. And we need to preview Louisville versus Pitt. That game is this Saturday here in Pittsburgh over at Acrisure Stadium. And that is a 12 p.m. game. So we'll do all of that and more when we return.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, love and hip-hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions: weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh. It's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with The Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could, man. Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could, man. Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could, man. Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could.
All right, we are back. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN, and we're having a ball talking about our Pittsburgh Steelers' 21-14 victory over the New England Patriots this past Sunday. My name is Kevin Cameron. Across the table from me is Ken Craig.
What's going on?
All right.
A rainy day here.
A rainy day here in Pittsburgh, but again, we're still loving it.
Loving it.
Because it is after a Pittsburgh Steelers victory. Now, you asked about Aaron Rodgers and his leadership. Do I believe that he's a leader on the team?
And can I preference something before you go on? Before he came to the team, I had this mindset, and I think a lot of us Steeler fans did. Hearing all the rumors and the words coming out of the New York Jets organization and how he kind of was perceived amongst his peers on the team and some of the throwing players under the bus and all these things, right? And then I hear him here in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And it's a different person.
Right. Well, we don't know what happened elsewhere. We really don't.
Even if it did happen.
Yeah. I do think that he's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Steelers are benefiting from his leadership. And I think a lot of the pundits said if he did come to Pittsburgh, it would be a different situation because everyone knows that Mike Tomlin runs the show here.
Right.
He didn't have that in New York. They pretty much, with the Jets, put just about everything on his shoulders.
On his, yeah.
Here's a different situation. That's not the situation at all. Even though the defense isn't the defense that we expect right now.
Right.
Okay. And again, just look at the stats from last game, 139 yards.
Yeah.
And the Steelers still won by 7 points. 21-14. And that's one thing that Mike Tomlin's teams are known for, finding different ways to win. You might remember last year, opening day last year, how many field goals did Chris Boswell make last year? Was it 4 or 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5 field goals at least. Okay, and the Steelers won. Under Mike Tomlin, they just find different ways to win. And Tomlin will say from time to time, engineering victory.
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't care how it looks. Engineering victory.
Okay. And something I just want to shout out really quick was, he took on, and I'm speaking about Aaron Rodgers right now, but he really took on the hey, like I played bad. I played poorly. I had a bad game. I missed this throw. I missed this throw. But the defense won that game. Calvin Austin, got into right position for this, right? I love hearing that. And even if he did have, like you said, way too much on his shoulders and things went poorly and at the Jets, like I love hearing that from someone of his caliber, hyping up his team and hyping up his receivers and the O-line. So I just wanted to say, like, we notice it. Keep doing it because that's how this team's going to gel. It's a long season. We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of support that you need from your quarterback.
Yeah. So I definitely believe that he's a leader for sure.
Good. So do I.
Now to go around the NFL, let's actually start with that game last night.
Ooh.
Okay. Detroit at Baltimore. By the way, everybody, I won last week. In our weekly picks. I won last week. What did I go, Ken? 13-3?
I don't know. I didn't even look.
Yeah, I went 13-3, and I was looking.
Let me pull it up right now.
Okay, I was looking during the game. I said, I bet you I'm the only one that picked Detroit. And that was the difference maker. Me and JT, I think we were tied going into the Monday night game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And since he picked Baltimore, which I don't blame anybody for picking Baltimore, to be honest with you. I think Lamar Jackson was something like 24-2, 25-2 against NFC teams and never lost, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday night. So I get it. But sometimes, man, you just have to go with your gut.
Yep.
Okay. And I went with my gut. And
you had 13 wins last week. I had 11. Yep.
Yeah. So I went 13-3 and you went 11-5. All right. So Baltimore went down 38-30 to Detroit. And Baltimore went down in what I call the way they go down, basically.
Yeah.
In their fashion. I was actually texting a number of people last night before, the tail end of the game and after the game. And I basically said, they're known for not being able to close, turning over the ball at critical times, not executing at critical times. Even if you go back to the playoff game that they lost last year where Mark Andrews drops the 2-point conversion. They'll do something.
They'll do
something in critical situations to mess the game up. So you're never out of the game with Baltimore. Okay, even if you're down 2 scores, they'll give you an opportunity to win the game. So that's what happened there.
And in the Lions, after their week 1 kind of, where are you kind of moment, they've come back and really made a statement in the NFL in this game last night on Monday night, where we know Lamar Jackson has a winning record on Monday nights under the lights. The whole pre-show was about how Baltimore only wins and on Monday Night Football, and they came out and the Lions took care of business. Now, do you think I saw a few comments that people think King Derrick Henry is close to the end of his career? What do you think?
Of course he's close to the end of his career.
I mean, by looks, like the eye test of it.
Yeah, well, he looked pretty good in that touchdown that he had.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, just because half the game he might not have looked as good.
There's just some people that has a fumble issue.
Yeah.
Okay, Stevenson, for example, with the Patriots. Going into the game, they knew that was an issue. And Mike Tomlin actually coached the players up to attack that weakness.
Absolutely.
Right? And like King Henry said, it's something he has to work on, because when you have an issue, a weakness in the NFL, people are going to go after it. And another thing I would like to talk about, from a Mike Tomlin standpoint, people, when he messes up, from a clock management standpoint, everybody comes out and talk about how he messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does well, no one comes out.
It's expectation.
Yeah, and if you could remember, before halftime of the game, he called a strategic timeout at the goal line to make sure that his players were on the same page.
Right.
And what happened?
We got that stop. Well, we got that fumble.
Interception.
Yeah. Or was that the interception?
That was the interception. Okay. Or was it the fumble? I can't remember.
Yeah,
it was a turnover. It
was a turnover.
Okay. It was a takeaway. So give Mike Tomlin his credit. Another game that we need to talk about, and I watched some of this game as well, it was the Sunday night game, if I'm not mistaken. Kansas City at the New York Giants. Kansas City looks sluggish the first half, and they were able to bounce back to beat the Giants 22-9. Now, the news that came out today, Russell Wilson has been replaced by Jackson Dart at the quarterback situation. Your thoughts?
Well, I think Russell Wilson has just been slinging the ball. Looks like a guy that is, especially his play this past week, looks like a guy that's playing to get benched. Throwing into triple coverage, the week before might have been okay.
Yeah.
Got away with it against Dallas's defense, but throwing into triple coverage and just hitting the goalposts it just looked like someone trying to get benched.
Uh-huh.
Now, from a Pittsburgh Steeler fan perspective, how does this impact us? Does this impact our compensatory pick for Russell Wilson? Does, he doesn't finish out the year? Does that mean that, we get a lower pick? We'll have to see.
And how do we get a compensatory pick?
For him?
Yeah.
Well,
since we didn't re-sign him.
Well, that's what I don't know. Well, we get one.
See, I didn't think we get one.
Oh, we don't? I
didn't think so. We might.
Because we lost him.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was under contract. So, and he's a vet.
Well, it doesn't matter if you lose someone from your team and they sign with another team.
I'm not sure if that's the case because, wow, we turned over.
Yeah, a lot. We get
basically at least a third of our roster.
And we get it for Najee, we get it for Justin Fields.
For Najee, I can see Najee.
Justin Fields as well. And Dan Moore. It's the level of contract that they sign with another team. And
interesting.
Yeah. So it's and his contract was based on playing time.
Okay. I have a number. Well, we'll have to look that up to clarify how you get that what is it? Compensatory pick. I have a couple texts I want to get to. Thanks everyone for texting in. The phone lines are open up as well. I'm going to try to, and when you text in, also at least provide your first name so I could put a name to the text. And this was from 15, 16 minutes into the show, and I'm going to try to keep it PG if I can. Someone needs to dig in Arthur Smith's butt the same way A.J. Brown did Kevin Patullo. A lot of people didn't like Arthur Smith's play calling, and I think this is what the person is talking about. Me personally, I mentioned during the post-game show that I didn't have a problem with it because I think the Steelers are limited from a offensive line standpoint. That offensive line isn't where they would like to see that offensive line. So if you know that you're limited, you have to call the plays keeping that limitation in mind. Another text that I have here, and this is from Yolanda. Yolanda did her thing. Ken, she beat you last week.
Oh, I don't know about that.
She said that she was 12-4 last week. And she looks to come back like last year. So, yeah, everyone, if you would like to pick with us when we do our weekly picks, the last segment of the show, and we would love for you to participate. And if you want to be official text the show, and I'll send you the link.
Nice job, Yolanda.
Yeah, there you go. 12-4. That's strong,
yeah, it
Yolanda. That's strong.
Making your way up the win-loss overall record. You'll be up my level here soon.
And another text here. Okay, that text I think was from JT. JT calls himself Tizzle.
Yes.
Okay. He's
the Tizzle.
Okay. That was from our guy JT.
Nice.
Who couldn't join us today. Let me see. I think I also have a number of texts on my phone as well. Keep the texts coming.
Let me know when you're ready for the compensatory formula.
Okay. Got it.
I will go over it with you.
This is from our guy, John Bell. I think TJ did well because it wasn't Orpheus Roar or Bennett next to him. He had Yai Black and Harmon causing havoc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And Harmon looked good.
When you
needs to be on the field.
I'm glad he brought that up. Everybody, I think Harmon needs to play nose. I think Benton needs to slide away from that nose position.
Yeah, Benton definitely. We need to try him out somewhere else. Wyatt Black definitely needs to be on the field a lot more. I just don't feel like that's Benton's strong suit. Just taking up blocks in the middle there. I feel like he's getting manhandled some of these times.
Yeah, and do you have YouTube up?
I do.
I understand we have some comments.
We got one right here
in YouTube as well. But the defendants, John Bell's text here, when you have Rory Laudermick Bennett next to you, make things difficult. Those two new studs help TJ and Heyward, I believe, probably going to get better the more they play, I hope. Yeah, I agree. I'm impressed with both of those young draft picks. Harmon, number 1 draft pick, and Y.E. Black, I think he was the number 5 draft pick from this year.
Yeah, 4th or 5th?
I think
third
it was
or 4th round.
I might have that wrong, but we'll check.
I have it right here.
Okay.
The comment on YouTube that just came through from Jay Spirit says, "Let's go Steelers," and asked, "Do we need another defensive tackle?" Evan, I'm gonna shoot that one over to you. What do you think?
I don't believe we need another defensive tackle with those guys coming back. I think we'll be fine. I think Benton is out of position. I think Benton could kick over to tackle, as we've been talking about, and move Harmon inside.
Yeah, and I think Wyatt Black, who was our 5th round pick.
Okay, so he was fifth
round.
Okay.
For some reason I was thinking it was 4th, but that was Jack Sawyer's spot. Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit more of him. I do think Benton's out of position right now. Yeah, I think Harmon, he has such quick feet as well, and he's so quick, and I think having him and TJ on the same side.
You think he made TJ bad?
No.
And what I mean by that, TJ was thinking, man, this guy hasn't played all year. He's a rookie. Come in his first game and get a sack.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's them two on the same side.
TJ said, man, I need to get moving. And that's when TJ got his sack.
Yep. And those two stunting together, they will look really dangerous.
Yeah.
Let me dive into this comp pick for you real quick, just to make sure our listeners understand as well. So the NFL awards compensatory picks. And how does a team qualify for compensatory picks? And just to make sure I note this prior to going through this, compensatory picks are awarded annually. Typically, they are announced in March for the following year's draft. And then a maximum of 4 compensatory picks can be awarded to a team in one offseason. So, here's how you qualify for a compensatory pick. Number 1, you lose more than you gain. So a team receives compensatory picks if they have a net loss of qualifying free agents.
Okay.
2 is the value of the player. So the NFL's formula values players based on their contract's average annual salary, their playing time, and any postseason honors they received.
Okay.
The third qualifier is contract value determines pick. So the higher value contracts for lost players translate to higher round compensatory picks, with the highest possible pick being in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
And
so,
the last point is only unrestricted free agents. So only unrestricted free agents, players whose contracts have expired,
right,
and who are signed by other teams count in the formula.
Yeah. So it's complicated.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
So players who are, so if we have a net loss and we lose 5 high value contracts that go somewhere else, we can be awarded a maximum of 4 compensatory picks.
Yeah.
They go, anywhere from the third round down.
Yeah. And with Russell Wilson, I'm not sure if any of those categories fit other than the net loss, because from a high contract value standpoint, he was getting paid $1 million.
Yeah. No, well, he was
with the Steelers.
Well, no, but it's what he signs in his next. So it's what he signs with the with the next team.
Right.
So I think he was at like 10 million or something like that with the Giants.
Okay. But it's not straightforward where you didn't re-sign a guy, you automatically get a compensatory pick.
Correct. No,
it has to fall into that formula that you indicated there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Got
you. His playing time will impact that as well. So, any potential compensatory pick we get for him may be impacted now.
Okay. So we're coming up on our second segment, wrapping the second segment up. And I want to make sure that I get in our Pittsburgh Pirates. Our Pittsburgh Pirates right now are 67 and 89. And I'm not sure, Ken, well, they're finally eliminated. I see an E on here for being eliminated from the playoffs. But we could have said that probably at the All-Star break, to be honest with you. Okay? So right now they are at the bottom of the National League Central. And the only thing I can really say, as I said last week, is worth watching the Pirates, even though they don't have any more home games. But we should all be rooting for Paul Skeens to win this National League Cy Young.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Right now, the Pirates are in Cincinnati. They have a 3-game set in Cincinnati, and they should be playing right now. I think that was a 6:40 game, if I'm not mistaken. And Oviedo is the starting pitcher for the Pirates. And then after the 3 games in Cincinnati, they move on to play Atlanta in Atlanta. And the last game is on Sunday at 3:15. So if you really want to, you could watch the Steelers at 9:30. Watch our post game from 12:30 to 3:30, and then watch the Pirates at 3:15, 3:30.
Oh, and is that the 27th?
That is the 28th. What are the Penguins doing?
I was gonna mention the Penguins because they are in preseason currently. They had their first game.
But they don't play that day, is what I was asking.
No, they play tomorrow and. No, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, and then Monday. So they're off on
preseason games.
Yes.
Okay, got you. All right. So as far as what's going on around Major League Baseball, this is the last week, as I indicated. So the playoff races are wrapping up or heating up in some places. When I take a look at the American League East, Toronto, this looks like a good race, is leading that particular division over the Yankees by 2 games. And then Boston is hanging in there, which it seems unlikely that they'll do anything from a division standpoint, but they're 5 games behind. Over in the National League Central, and see, this is what makes me mad about the Pirates as well. These small markets are competing. Detroit, who's been having a fantastic year, Cleveland has been having a fantastic year. Detroit is only one game up on Cleveland in the American League Central. And again, they're small market teams, and I'll get to another small market team. Okay. The American League West, Seattle is a small market. Okay. They're 3 games up on Houston right now. And in the National League, Philadelphia, they clinched the National League East, and Milwaukee clinched actually here in Pittsburgh last week. And so in the National League, the only division that is still up for grabs is the National League West, the Dodgers and the Padres. The Dodgers have a 2.5 game lead over San Diego. I was able to watch that San Diego game last night as well. They clinched a playoff spot, but they did not clinch the division. The same thing with the Dodgers. Now, from a wild card, and I want to get this in before break. I know we're probably about 1 minute past the break, but again, I want to make sure I get this in. Wild card for the American League. We have the Yankees up by 4, Boston up by 1, and then we have Cleveland and Houston and the Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. And again, some of those teams are still trying to win their division as well. Over in the National League, we have Chicago up 8. We have San Diego, and I shouldn't say up 8. These are games behind. I'm not sure why they do it the way they're doing it here. So I'm just going to give you the list of those still in contention. Chicago, San Diego, Cincinnati, the New York Mets, Arizona, St. Louis, San Francisco, and Miami. All right. So all of those particular teams either have a chance for the division, if I mention them as a division winner, or not a winner, but a possible winner, I should say. So that's what's going on from a Major League Baseball playoff standpoint. So we need to go ahead and take a break. Like I said, please keep the text coming. We would like to have at least a couple phone calls as well. When we get back after the break, we will talk Pitt football, college football. There's a big game up in Happy Valley. Ken, I thought about going to that game, Penn State versus Oregon.
Yep.
But I just thought it was too much because I'm going to the Pitt-Louisville game. Yeah. That's at 12. And I said, well, I could probably leave Pittsburgh about 4 o'clock.
And head out.
5 o'clock, make it to the 7:30 Penn State Oregon game, which I should be able to do it.
Yeah.
But I have an early morning the next day with the Steeler game.
And that's a drive back. I mean, that's
yeah. So I just said, you know what, I'll let that one go. And we'll go to the Penn State Indiana game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we'll talk about college football. We'll talk golf. The Ryder Cup is this week. And also we'll talk WNBA playoffs. So stick around, everyone. Thank you for joining the show. All of our live broadcasts are recorded. So if you miss anything, you can always go back. Once this is done, those that might be listening to the recording, you can always text, even though it might not be the live show that you're listening to. So we'll get to all of the various topics that I mentioned after the break. And we also need to answer the question of the day. I think we already answered the question of the day, if I'm not mistaken, Ken.
I sure did. I don't know about you.
Regarding, I believe I did as well, regarding, do you believe that Aaron Rodgers, do you believe that TJ Watt is back after being in a slump from a sack standpoint? So we'll talk about all of that and more when we return.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, love and hip-hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
It's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip-hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with The Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
Just talk about that. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Think of how many week shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you thinking of this. You keep repeating your miss.
All right. We are back. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. My name is Kevin Cameron. He is Ken Craig. And we are having fun talking Pittsburgh sports, major sports, and hot topics. We talk about it all. There's been a number of firings across college athletics as well, Ken, that we need to talk about.
Okay.
Firings or retirements, step downs, and all kind of things. So I know Bruce Pearl, Auburn's basketball coach. I'm not sure if you saw where he stepped down, and he still will be associated with the program. I think he might do some advisory stuff. He's handing over the keys to the program to his son, from what I understand. And I'll have to get his exact role that he's taking on. And I believe Oklahoma State fired their head coach, And
which sport?
Football. In football, he's the guy. If you can remember, said, "I'm 40.
I'm 40.
I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm 40. If you want to come after somebody, come after me."
Is it Mike Gundy?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, let us know his exact name if you could find it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State, and Gundy part ways. Yeah.
Okay.
He spent more than half of his life, 35 of 58 years at OSU.
Yeah,
as a player, assistant, or head coach.
What we need to do, Ken, we need to remind me of this. We need to set up all-time rents. Okay, that have to be one of the biggest all-time rents.
Practice.
That's another one.
Yep.
Practice. Another one came out of the Colts. Irsay was
playoffs.
Yeah, was that Jim Irsay?
That wasn't Irsay. That was
I forget. Irsay was the owner.
Yeah, he was the owner of the Colts, but I'm forgetting who the head coach name was.
Yeah, so you got that one. What's another one? Probably our guy Mike Ditka from Aliquippa when he went off as well. Who was he coaching for? I can't remember who he was coaching for.
Was it New Orleans?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And another one that stands out. They are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. Dennis Green. Dennis Green. So that was another good one.
Yeah, that is.
All-time rents. Yeah. So we need to do that one day, man.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, just do a whole segment and maybe have some judges and we can actually rank them from best to worst.
Do a little compilation.
Yeah,
nice.
that would be pretty interesting.
We'll have to get our producer to do it.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So what we need to do, where do you want to go? You want to start off Pitt football?
Well, I think do we want to go into rankings first and then talk about the games?
Okay.
You want to do that?
And you want to say Pitt football? Pitt, because Pitt is not ranked.
Oh, that's right.
So
that was a little blow.
A little blow. So let's go. You have the AP rankings right there.
Yeah,
let's go to the AP rankings.
Yeah, AP rankings. I mean, a few changes this week actually. So Ohio State, stays at number 1. And I just had a pop up. Okay. A big change here. Miami.
Okay.
Moves into the number 2 spot. They are up. I believe it's a few spots there. And then Penn State. So Miami moves up to number 2. Penn State now moves down a spot to number 3. And also bumps LSU down to number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia at 5. Oregon at number 6. Oklahoma moves up 4 spots to number 7. They also lost their quarterback for about a month. He broke his hand this past week. Florida State goes down a spot to number 8. Texas A&M goes up a spot to number 9, and Texas drops down 2 spots to number 10. I do want to give one quick honorable mention here. At the 11th spot, Indiana moves up 8 spots after a big win against Illinois, and Texas Tech moves up 5 spots to number 12.
Yeah. JT, he's not on the show today, but he just made me laugh. I'm looking at the text and trying to get caught up on the text and everything. So yeah, continue to send the text, everyone. By the way, Yolanda says she's coming after us as well with the picks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess another one I didn't realize. John Chaney, you remember that one?
No.
Yeah, from a rant standpoint, JT said John Chaney threatening to kill John Calipari. Man. So I'll have to go back and revisit that. So yeah, JT, don't let me forget, man. We need to do a whole segment, show the video, show the audio of the rants. Okay, that should be a lot of fun. And like I said, have people judge it also.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That would be cool.
All right. So AP top 25. You just went over the top. How many?
I just went over to the top 12 because we had 2 big movers in there. Number 11 and number 12, Indiana and Texas Tech. Indiana big win over they were previously ranked 19th, I believe. And they beat previously ranked number 9 Illinois. Illinois dropped 14 spots to 23. They're Fernando Mendoza, who's their quarterback of Indiana, had a big game against Illinois. They completely wiped them out, 63-10. Also, I don't know if you know this, Indiana University, their head coach, Signetti, former head coach of Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
A few years back.
Okay.
Yeah, spent about 4 or 5 years there as their head coach. And then now is, 4-0. They are a powerhouse. We should see them moving up the rankings here soon.
Got it. And again, I'm trying to look at my notes here as well. And when I took a look at my notes, Ken, when we were going around the NFL, we kind of got sidetracked.
Yeah.
So we need to just go back and revisit that again after we finish this up, because there's a number of guys that are out with injury.
Yeah.
That I want to talk about as well.
Very good point.
Okay. So from a college football standpoint, one of the big games in the top 25 is Penn State. Penn State, as you said, is number 3 right now, going up against Oregon, and that's how I say it, Oregon. Okay, and they're number 6, as you indicated. So we have 2 undefeated teams. Oregon is 4-0. Penn State is 3-0. Now, what is the stat, Ken, if you could bring it up? What is the stat, James Franklin, playing against ranked teams? This is the time where if Penn State is who people say they are, okay, they will overcome James Franklin's propensity to lose to top 5 and top 10 teams.
So I'm going to break it up into 3 different sections. Okay. James Franklin is 13-26. Okay. With Penn State only, against top 25 ranked teams. Against top 10 ranked teams, he is 4-20.
Atrocious.
And against top 5 ranked teams, he is 1-14. Yeah.
Not very good. Interesting. That's not even good. I didn't think it could get worse, but
for a powerhouse like Penn State going into these big ranked games, there is zero confidence under Coach Franklin. I mean, I know they have had a lot of players come back this year. Drew Aller looks good. The run game looks good, but can you keep up with a team like Oregon?
Drew Aller looks good now. He was struggling for a little bit, wasn't he?
He looks good. So he's the type of player that one play will make a throw that you're like, wow, that is a Sunday throw. And then the next play will do something, and you're like, okay, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that sounds like Manning for Texas.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he's honestly, in the beginning of the year, I thought his name was going to be up there for top quarterback, maybe first round pick. But he's had every opportunity to show out and has not taken advantage of it.
Okay.
In my perspective.
Okay. I'm going to take a look at the games this week as well. There is Miami. Yeah, I guess so. Miami at Florida State. For whatever reason, the listing that I'm looking at.
You looking at week 5?
9/26. Yeah, I'm looking at week 5.
It's Florida State versus Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me see what I'm looking at here.
You said Miami.
You know what it is? Miami plays Florida State not this week, the following week.
The following week, okay.
Yeah. So I guess Miami has a bye for this week.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they're not on that.
Yeah, that's what threw me off. Now, is Alabama still ranked?
Yeah, they're down in the 20s.
Okay, so number 5, Georgia, is at Alabama, And you said they're down. Yeah, they're actually
17 this week.
Yeah, 17, and they moved down 3 spots. You know, some teams are just, they try their best to keep them in the top 25.
Yeah, them and your team with a losing record and still somehow in the top 25.
Notre Dame.
Yep,
they didn't get kicked out yet.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah, they're actually number 22.
22
at 1-2. So I mean, they're going to give them every opportunity to stay in there. And that just adds fuel to the fire.
Absolutely.
As far as my dislike for Alabama and Notre Dame and Ohio State, just to name a few, Ken.
Just to name
just to name a few. All right. So any other games that we need to talk about from a top 25 standpoint before we get to our Pitt Panthers?
Yeah, LSU plays Ole Miss, 3:30 p.m. That's a big game.
Okay.
Keep an eye on Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback for LSU. He is a top-ranked quarterback who is expected to go first round and has been recently mocked to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So keep an eye on him.
And who's been mocked?
Garrett Nussmeier. He's the quarterback from LSU.
Okay, got you.
And then there's another USC. They're ranked 21 right now. They play now ranked 23 Illinois. They dropped 14 spots after their loss.
Got you. All right. So let's talk Pitt football. And I just want to make sure I indicate this as well. Pitt faces Louisville, like I said, here in Pittsburgh. And the last time Louisville came to Pittsburgh as well, Pitt actually beat them when they were ranked 14 in the country. So they won that game 38-21. And that was in 2023. So I'm not sure if Louisville is actually looking for some get back. If I can remember, I can't remember if Pitt played Louisville last year or not. But Louisville actually has the number 2 ranked defense in college football. And Pitt has the third best scoring offense in the ACC. Okay. And I'm trying to see if I read that right as far as the best defense in college or the ACC. Eli Holstein, which, he's been up and down quarterback, completed 58 of 88 passes for 822 yards and 9 touchdowns through the first 3 games. So we'll see if he'll be able to bounce back from that, disappointing performance down in Morgantown, where Pitt gave up a 10-point lead late in the fourth quarter. Hopefully the running back, Reed, will be back for this particular game.
Yeah, have you heard any news on his health?
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at the injury report, and we'll let everybody know as far as the injuries for that particular game. Something else I wanted to point out regarding Pitt football, Aaron Donald, I'm not sure if you saw that. He will have his jersey retired for the Pitt Panthers. So
what
number
97
for the Pitt Panthers. So that definitely deserves an applause, and that will happen when Pitt plays Notre Dame. And let me see if I can find that particular date. If I could bring up Pitt's football schedule, because I want to make sure everyone has that particular date.
That will be
November 15th.
November 15th. Time to be determined.
And I know I have a party to go to that night. So they need to hurry up and determine the time.
Determine it, or Ken's gonna be there.
Definitely. And that's a good game to go to, Ken.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, so you should plan to do that regardless if I go or not.
Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely send me a reminder so you could get those credentials there.
Absolutely.
All right. Your thoughts on Pitt-Louisville?
You know, I think that I don't know. I want to see how Holstein bounces back, right? I think that based on I think what he can bring to the team, I think he has another level that he hasn't shown yet. I really hope that he's able to tap into it, right? And if Reed is healthy, I think this is going to be a good game. But I'm gonna take Louisville.
You're going to take Louisville?
Yep.
Okay. I have the injury report right here for Louisville. The injuries are Isaac Brown, the running back. He's been limited. So status, let me see, lower leg injury. His status is uncertain. And Duke Watson, the running back, also dealing with a lower leg injury. His status for Pitt is in question as well. For Pitt, Desmond Reed, the running back that we've been talking about, has been practicing during the bye week, but he remains questionable with a lower body injury. Sensor Lee, wide receivers questionable. Jake Overman, tight end, is questionable. And 2 players out. Tamon Lindem, defensive back, and Rashad Battle, defensive back as well. So that is the injury report as of Tuesday night. So still real early, Ken. So hopefully Desmond Reed, which is a big part of this Pitt football team, could get back. Louisville comes in to Pittsburgh 3-0, and Pitt is 2-1. I think this is a game that Pitt really needs to win. Can they do it? We'll find out. But I think it's important. I think this could be a game where it could get them back to have a decent season, or they could pretty much go the opposite way, which would not be good.
It's funny that we're talking about, kind of must-win games this early in the season, but it will define kind of the road that Pitt will take the rest of the year if they lose to a in-conference competitor like Louisville. But just a few notes here. I mean, Louisville has not been bad this year. I'm just going to say that. I mean, they're 4th in the NCAA in their passing defense, only giving up 114 yards per game. So if Pitt's going to win, it's.
We have a call. Let me pick this call up so we won't lose the caller.
But if they're going to win, it's going to be on the ground. Their rushing defense is ranked 58th.
Okay.
But yeah, their passing defense is really strong. They also are ranked 7th.
Yes.
And red zone defense.
All right.
So just a few notes there. If Pitt's going to win, it's going to be on the ground.
Okay. So again, that game is Saturday here in Pittsburgh, a noon kickoff. All right. We have a caller, and the name is Diva, calling from Venus, California. Wants to talk about the Pitt football game as well as the Steelers. Are you on the line? Diva, are you on the line? All right. Let me make sure that she'll be able to hear me here. Yes, can you hear me?
I could hear you all the time. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Right.
You are live on Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN, and I see what you would like to talk about, the Pitt Panthers as well as the Steelers. So
Absolutely.
I'll turn it over to you.
All right. I am calling from Venice Beach, California.
We know. We apologize about that. Kevin struggles with names.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm trying to read. I'm reading what's on my screen, and it's not clear that it said beach.
All right. Well, the gentleman who answered the call, he was good.
Okay, excellent. He's gonna.
The woman that you usually have answer the calls, but he was good.
Okay,
he's learning, I guess.
All right, that's good. That's good to hear.
The first is with Pitt. You talked about the offense, but what's the ranking? And maybe I missed it. What's the ranking of the defense? And I thought I always heard that football games are won through defense. So if you can answer that first, and then I'll give you my question on the Steelers.
Okay, got you. So we'll get that ranking for you for Pitt's defense.
Yeah, their defense, they're giving up 286 yards per game, so they're ranked 32nd in the FBS. Yeah, and but what I was talking about was actually Louisville's pass defense, right? So their pass defense is they're only giving up 114 yards per game, which is really good, right? So they're only they're ranked 4th in the FBS right now. Their total defense, only giving up 244 yards per game, is ranked 16th in the FBS, which is pretty good.
Which I don't want to mislead anyone, because the teams that Pitt played, the only average team, if you want to call them average, has been West Virginia.
Right. Well, that was Louisville's.
Average, but we lost. We lost that game, so that's not good.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying from a defensive standpoint. West Virginia was able to put up 31. Before that, the highest total was 17 that Central Michigan put up.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh's defense is giving up on average 19 points a game.
And what's their ranking again?
32nd.
32nd.
Yeah.
So like I said, I really do believe that that's misleading, but I just gave you the details so I could give you the full story.
All right.
And I have another call waiting as well. So Kurt, please stick around. We'll get you on.
All right. Now, really quick, the Steelers, what do they have to do to be able to go beyond the playoffs this year? I can hang up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think it's simply keep Aaron Rodgers healthy.
Yeah, that's going to be key. I think in order to win, I think our defense has to control the run game, get off the field on possession downs, keep making splash plays like we did this past weekend. That way I think if our defense is able to get the off the field on possession downs and we're able to control the run game, I think we can go far, actually.
All right. Thanks, Steve. We're going to get to our next caller. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Kurt, are you? Can you hear us?
I certainly can.
Excellent. Thanks for your call, Kurt. And I see that you want to talk about the Steelers' offensive line. And what part of Pittsburgh are you calling from?
Yeah, just right outside of the city, actually, in the Woodland Hills district. Yeah.
Excellent.
Woodland Hills district.
Yeah, for sure. And do you know where Cloud 33 is? Cigar Lounge.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hey, if you have a chance on Sunday, come down for the post-game show.
Awesome. Thanks for the invite.
Excellent. All right. So Steelers offensive line, your thoughts?
Yeah. So, the first thing I noticed about this past game on Sunday, I saw an improvement with the defense. 5 more turnovers. But what I didn't see was an improvement from the offense. And it's the same old song and dance. The defense provides the offense another drive. In this game, especially 5 new drives, this game shouldn't have been close. And I really think the struggles with the offense come down to coaching, but more specifically, the coaching of the offensive line.
Agreed.
Yeah, and it's very obvious. And I'm tired of hearing about Broderick Jones is a bust or whoever is this guy is a bust. No, you have first-round talent. They traded up to get this guy. Fautuan is another guy that they thought was the best tackle in this the last draft class. It comes down to coaching them, because when you have talent like this young, and the pedigree, and we're seeing the results that we're seeing. Look, it's a 42-year-old quarterback that can still sling the ball. If you coach up the offensive line properly, and that goes with the practice that comes before the game, and the terminology and the communication, and understanding, how are you going to play against a particular offense, because every week it's different. This is coaching. These guys have the talent. Aaron Rodgers should have time, and I really think the success of this team boils down to how well the offensive line is coached, and then how well they perform on the field. And I know that sounds so boring and cliche, but it's glaringly obvious at this point, the last 2 years, what the real issue is, and I'm going to blame it on coaching.
I've been saying that for a number of years, and the Steelers are very stubborn when it comes to their assistant coaches. They do not like to make changes if you are under contract. There was an exception when it came to Matt Canada. The whole city was pretty much in an uproar and put that pressure on to make the Steelers change their ways. I agree with you 100%. It's holding the offense back, and I mentioned earlier, a lot of people point the finger at Arthur Smith with his play calling, but I really do believe as a result of not having adequate offensive line play, that impacts the type of plays that you call. So, yeah, if he's given the opportunity, I believe in Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, and I just want to say I'm a long-time listener of the show, and I follow on YouTube, and thank you for taking my call.
Excellent. Appreciate the call, Kurt.
I couldn't agree more with.
Take care, Kurt.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that there's a big difference between coaching and developing. I think our coaching staff, number one, is too small. I don't think we have enough actual people or leaders on the coaching staff to properly develop these players coming out of college the way they need to be developed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't think Pat Meyer, I know he's been around the league for quite some time. Not even that. He's only been in the league since 2013. But has been an offensive line coach, for the Chargers, the Bills, Panthers.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of success there. When you're talking about Pat Meyer versus Mike Munchak.
Right.
Like, come on.
And he's Mike Munchak.
Yeah.
I want to make sure. I believe we looked at it, and he's available.
He probably is.
He's the one that went to Denver.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's available. He's available. But what people have to understand, too, and I said this many times, okay, Jerry Jones is in the public eye, and we understand the decisions that Jerry Jones make. Art Rooney is behind the scene, but he's making decisions. And the decisions deal with the budget.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mike Tomlin can only operate within that budget. And the Steelers drive me crazy with what they do with their assistant coaches, because a lot of their assistant coaches is, what am I looking for with the job? What's the term where you learn on the job?
Oh, yeah. You're
it's so frustrating. I can't even think about it right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
the internship.
It's learning. It's learning. On the job.
Yep.
Which the Pittsburgh Steelers is one of the greatest sports franchises around. Okay, on the job training is what I was getting to. On the job training,
just the words.
Yeah. So we shouldn't have coaches that's doing on the job training. Okay, we should have bona fide elite coaches, offense coordinator, defense coordinator, offensive line, wide receiver coach, linebacker coach, you name it. Okay, but more especially offensive line is just too important of a position group.
Yeah, I think
not to have top tier
coaching,
a top tier coach.
Yeah, and I want someone in there who has a proven system, right? Especially when you have a lot of young guys. It is so crucial for proper development at this stage because you can make or break a player.
Definitely.
And if you break them mentally, sometimes they don't bounce back from that. But I also, when you're looking at the coaching staff, you also think of if we bring a new quarterback in, and we don't have like a true coaching staff around that quarterback to develop them, that could hurt them as well.
Yeah, and real quick, I do this, Ken, because it's about prayers. Okay, I do this, and I'm getting ready to switch subjects real quick because it popped in my mind. Because when we went around the NFL, I mentioned there's a number of players that got hurt.
Yeah,
we can mention them when we do our pick 'em for this week. But prayers out to Najee Harris,
and
former running back Najee Harris, and I specifically say Najee Harris because he did a hell of a job for us here in Pittsburgh.
He did, and
I hate to see that he went down with a Achilles injury and
I hope he's able to bounce back because that's a big injury. I know he's had a rough year with his eye. Now his Achilles. But also, another Pittsburgh favorite, James Conner, also out for the season as well. Former Pitt running back and Pittsburgh Steelers running back. Lost him with a ankle.
I can't remember, but I did see that. So when you have guys here in Pittsburgh and they did a good job for you and they were, true Steelers, did things the Steelers way, we have to continue to root for them. And so, I hated to see that, more especially James Conner, because he's been through a whole lot, when he was here with Pitt and cancer and everything. And then with the Steelers, he had his, injury problems, with the Steelers as well. Now, he had a few good years where he only missed a few games. And he had real good performance, and now he's out for the year. So, thanks for bringing that up.
We are getting just a few comments on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, we want to hear from you. But Mr. Steeler Fan, who is one of our top contributors in the chat, says that this is going to be a real test for the offensive line this coming week against the Flores defense. The offensive line, with the studs we have at center, tackles should not be the problem ever, but definitely not like this. So, it's
Pat Myers. Pat Myers, offensive line coach.
Yep.
You think Brian Flores is scared?
Not one bit. If you watch something,
he's probably salivating.
The amount of what is the word when they pre-snap? When they hide their coverages, disguise. That's it. When the amount of disguise that they did last week, they disguised half the field with one coverage, another. I mean, it is insane that it is going to throw our offensive line havoc this coming week in Dublin.
Okay. I also have a text here from JT. Hopefully that's not the case anymore. He was saying that my mic was echoing. Mine's or yours, I don't know. I'm not sure if you had any feedback on your end, but hopefully that's not the case anymore. And Jalen, who's on the board, please let me know if the audio is good.
And Ricky Smith said that this well-paid Steeler defense better show up big every week because we cannot continue.
Yeah. Oh, last thing I wanted to bring up, and I'm with you there too, Ricky. I want to see that.
Yeah. We can't rely on this offense.
One thing. Well, keep in mind too with the offense, we brought up the red zone efficiency, so that's good. That needs to continue. The last thing I wanted to do before we move on from the Steelers specifically and get to our picks and the Steelers preview, because we're coming up on 15 minutes. Terrell Austin and Brian Flores. with the way the Steelers operate. The Steelers promise Terrell Austin the position. He's on a contract. Excuse me. He's under contract, and that's why they let Brian Flores go, because Terrell Austin was under contract. But if it were me, I would say you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're our defense coordinator.
Yep.
TA, if you want to stick around, cool, we'll find a position for you.
Right.
However, we need to go with this guy.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I 100%, when things like that come available, you have to jump all over it, and you got to do what's best for the organization. That's one thing. When it comes to the coaching aspect, we have been lacking in, and I can go down this rabbit hole. I am a Mike Tomlin apologist. Admittedly, I love him as our head coach, but the one area, the lack of coaching tree, it's a problem.
I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem, because what does that do for us winning?
Well,
nothing.
Well, yeah, it does. Because if you have a coaching tree, that's coaching that's sought after. Coaches that are sought after are winning coaches.
No, I'm saying that still has nothing to do with the Steelers winning. Okay, hold on.
It's a direct result of.
Well, Mike Tomlin is one of the top coaches from a winning standpoint. So my point is, it's not doing anything from a coach. I think the coaching tree is way overrated. Way overrated.
Well, if you have impactful coordinators, right? If you have an impactful defensive coordinator that is a game-changing defensive coordinator, other teams are going to want him.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Why do we not have any impactful defensive coordinators that the other team wants?
Yeah, well, part because they're learning on the job.
Right.
But I still think it's overrated. To give you an example, Bill Belichick's coaching tree.
Yeah.
How's that working out?
Yeah, but at least, yes.
But that does nothing with the Pittsburgh Steelers winning.
It's a small aspect of it to say that, one, you have coaches that are coming up through your system and that are successful, that your system is working in that success. I think there's something to speak of it.
I'd rather look at Super Bowls. Mike Tomlin's been in, 2 Super Bowls? And I know you're a Mike Tomlin guy.
Yeah.
But he's been in 2 Super Bowls, won. Okay, it's kind of like the MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, I could care less about regular season MVP. Lamar Jackson won 2 regular season NFL MVPs. Never been to the Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl. Yep.
If I'm a player, I'm saying, damn the MVP. I want a Super Bowl, and I want an MVP in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Okay, but enough of that. We got sidetracked. All right, so before we got 2 things real quick. The Ryder Cup, Ken, is this week. Okay, and it is at the Black Course at Bethpage State Park in Farmingdale, New York. Okay, so who do you like real quick in a Ryder Cup?
Mm-hmm. This is a good question. It's going to be a fun watch this year. I hope Scotty's on.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to go with the U.S. Because a lot of the players that, in the U.S. have been hot lately.
So it's the U.S. against Europe.
Against Europe, yeah.
Right.
And so I'm going to take the U.S. right now.
Okay.
Just because we have a few hot players. Like
I just think your patriotism is shown.
It's usually not. Okay.
All right. So on the U.S. team,
hold on. Oh yeah, no. Scotty's. Oh yeah, he is. There he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at the roster. I'm like, wait, Scotty's not even on here. Yeah, he's on here.
On the U.S. team, we have Scotty Scheffler, Xavier Schauffele, and Bryson DeChambeau. And the European team consists of Rory McIlroy, which I got a problem with, John Rahm, and Victor Hovland. Those are 3 of the top players, and there's backup players as well, right? There's Russell Henley and captain's pick Colin Morikawa, Cameron Young, Sam Burns, Ben Griffin, Patrick Cantley, and Justin Thomas. That's the whole team.
Who is the captain's pick again?
Captains pick those individuals: Colin Morikawa, Cameron Young, Sam Burns, Ben Griffin, Patrick Cantley, and Justin Thomas.
Awesome.
Okay. And then for Team York, Lubick Alberg, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fleetwood, Terrell Hatton, Rasmus Hoggard. Is it Hoggard?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, but then we're going with it.
Yep.
Victor Hovland, Shane Lowry, Robert McIntyre, Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Justin Rose, and Sepp Straka. So that is what's going on with the Ryder Cup this week. And me and Ken both, we are going with the home team. The U.S. needs to bring it home. Have you checked the weather?
I have not.
For the Ryder Cup.
Mm-mm.
That should be pretty interesting up in New York. Last weekend would have been perfect.
Oh, it would have been, because it's been perfect. And this all week, I think we are here in Pittsburgh. We're supposed to have rain all week. So I'm hoping that up in Bethpage, they do not.
All right. In the WNBA, the semifinals are going on right now. In the WNBA tonight, they are playing right now. We have Phoenix at Minnesota. And let me see. This is game 2. Minnesota leads 1-0. And we also have Indiana without Caitlin Clark. Game 2, and Indiana leads 1-0 over Las Vegas. You could catch that game tonight, everyone, at 9:30 p.m. on ESPN. Those are the games tonight. And again, those are the 2-game semifinals. So we'll see who will be the champion before long in the WNBA.
And the Mercury and the Lynx are tied up right now. The end of the first, 19-19.
Got you. And do you have a score? I'm just curious of the Pirates-Cincinnati game.
No, I blocked them on my computer.
I don't blame you. And I want to make sure that we covered all the topics that we were supposed to today, Ken, and it looks like we did. I think we might need an applause ourselves. We have like 8 minutes to do the NFL picks. Yolanda, get ready. You said you're coming, so I hope you're ready. And everybody else that's doing the picks with us. Okay, we are about to break it down. You had a question there, Ken.
No question. 4-2. Pirates are ahead against the Reds.
Okay, got you. And
middle of the
one thing about one piece of news that came out of the Pirates as well, Andrew McCutchen said that he wants to come back.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Pirates do from that standpoint. I think the offseason, as we talked about last week, Ken, I think the offseason is very important.
Mm-hmm.
They need to build around Paul Skeens. They need to bring in bona fide, experienced offensive players. We need some bats. All right, so I'm going to cue this up, Ken, for our picks. Do you have your sheet? You have your sheet ready?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I'm ready to rock and roll.
So here we go, everyone. This is week 4 NFL picks. And as usual, we will, and I'm going to make sure I don't have this too loud as well. So let me stop it right there, Ken. And let me make sure I adjust the volume as well, because I don't want the music blasting over our picks here. Sometimes it could be loud on YouTube. So I think we are good to go here. Again, week 4 NFL picks. So we're going to start with the Thursday night game, Seattle at Arizona. Is Seattle unappreciated, Ken?
They are. They are, and I'm going to take them.
I'm taking them as well. The Sunday games, 1 p.m. Washington at Atlanta. Is my man Jaden Daniels back?
I don't even think it matters right now.
You don't?
No. Atlanta got smoked by Carolina.
Okay, so we're both going with Washington.
Yeah,
the Commanders.
They fired their wide receivers coach.
Did they? They didn't change their name yet, right?
No.
Okay. All right. New Orleans at Buffalo. Should this game even be played?
I don't know. New Orleans might be a sneaky one.
Yeah. Are you taking them?
I would take them if I was you.
Are you taking them?
I'm not.
We're both going with Buffalo. Now, Cleveland at Detroit. Now, Cleveland just put down Green Bay.
They did.
Last week. That was an impressive win. That defense looks good.
And I don't like it.
And I don't like it. I don't like Cleveland, but I give credit where credit is due. So are you picking them?
No.
I'm not either. So we're both going with Detroit. Carolina at New England. And New England is looking to bounce back after losing to our Pittsburgh Steelers. When I pull out the games from last week, because I thought Carolina played a pretty good game last week. Yeah, they beat Atlanta, right?
Yes.
30
to nothing. Yep.
All right. So who do you like?
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots in this one. I still don't have the confidence that Carolina can put it together multiple weeks in a row.
I agree with you. Plus, it's on the road.
Yes.
In New England, they should be mad. All right. I hope they hold on to the ball. All right. We have the LA Chargers coming across country to play the New York Football Giants with Jackson Dart named the starter today. Russell Wilson goes to the bench.
Yeah, I think if I could go back and redo some of my predictions for the season, Chargers would be on top. They would be one of the top teams. They look like a complete team right now.
They were one of my top picks, if you remember.
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay.
But they look like a very complete team right now. So I am choosing them to win over the New York.
I agree. All right. Philadelphia travels to Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield. There was some unfortunate news there as well from an injury standpoint, correct? What's the wide receiver's name?
Mike Evans, yeah.
Mike Evans. How long is he out?
Well, his hamstring issue has been going on his entire career, so he typically will miss a game or two. They do have, a pretty good depth at wide receiver there, but no matter what, Mike Evans out of the game is gonna impact how the team does. But we're looking at it over under a 43.5.
So he's expected to miss multiple games with a hamstring.
Yeah, so he's doubtful right now, so it hasn't been he's not on IR or anything yet.
Yeah,
but I expect him to miss a couple.
Yeah, I'm going with Philly regardless.
Okay,
you?
It's really hard to pick against them right now. Yeah, I can't. Don't be cute right now. I'm gonna go with Philadelphia.
You need to catch up, Ken.
I know.
You need to catch up.
This isn't the one.
Tennessee at Houston. Houston is 0-3. They're struggling. C.J. Stroud is degressing or regressing. I think the word is regressing.
Yeah, regressing. C.J. Stroud is regressing, but Tennessee Titans are also 0-3. Can C.J. Ward put a game together and beat the Houston Texans?
Okay, Cam Ward.
What did I say? C.J.? Yeah, I don't know what.
Cam Ward. Yeah.
Can he put a game together?
Go with him.
You go with him. Who are you taking here?
I'm taking Houston.
Yeah, I'm going to take Houston.
At home, they should be mad. And by the way, everyone, it's 7:59, so we will go into overtime to complete our NFL picks, as well as to give a quick preview of the Pittsburgh Steelers game. All right. We always keep that game for last. Indianapolis at the LA Rams.
Indianapolis has looked really good.
They have.
They both, Indianapolis and the Rams, both have really good defenses.
Who's their quarterback?
Who? The Rams?
Indianapolis.
Oh, Danny Dimes. Indiana Jones. Are you kidding me?
He didn't look too good with the Giants, did he?
They call it the Danny zone.
Okay.
It's not even a red zone over there. It's a Danny zone. So I'm gonna take the Rams.
You're taking the Rams.
Yeah.
This is where we differ.
Okay.
I'm saying Indianapolis. Now they won big, didn't they, last week? Who did they take care of? Where's my sheet?
I don't know.
Last week.
Indianapolis took on Tennessee. They won 41-20.
Yeah, 41-20 at Tennessee, which the Rams, I believe the Rams are a good team.
But they gave up they were up like 27.
They were up 19.
Yeah,
and lost.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia came back and won.
Yeah, I'm going with Indy.
Okay.
And you're going with?
I'm going to take the Rams.
The Rams, okay. Jacksonville at San Francisco. Another unfortunate injury. Bosa is out for the year.
But San Francisco has been absolutely riddled with injuries.
Okay. I'm going with them.
Nice.
49ers.
Yeah.
Okay. We're both going with 49ers. Baltimore at Kansas City. This is a real good game, kid. You have 1-2 teams.
Hey,
right. One of these Super Bowl, I should say, expected Super Bowl contenders. One of these teams will be 1-3.
Yes, they will. And not to mention, Baltimore's had a heck of a opening schedule.
Yeah.
The Bills, the Chiefs, the Lions.
I don't care. Good for them. No one cried for us last year.
No.
Our last 5 games.
Who are you taking here?
But I think they do have a soft schedule after this.
They probably do.
Yeah, I'm taking KC.
Okay. I'm going to take Baltimore.
You're taking Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Okay. Does Derrick Henry fumble again?
Doesn't matter. He'll pick it up and run it in.
All right, Chicago against the Raiders. Now, Chicago, last week, I believe they looked pretty good. Who did they beat?
They
beat Dallas. They put up, 31 points on Dallas. Dallas defense is just horrendous, man.
Yeah, they're I'm taking Chicago here.
You're taking Chicago. I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Chicago's going to put a few games together.
Okay, I don't believe in Caleb Williams yet.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'm going with the Raiders. You're going with Chicago. Green Bay at Dallas. Micah Parsons made his trip back to Dallas.
The DFW Metroplex. I do not like seeing a team like the Green Bay Packers go into Cleveland and get absolutely shut down. Jordan Love looked off. I thought Green Bay looked completely different than they have the other 2 weeks. So, but I do think they roll into Dallas. Dallas will be without CeeDee Lamb this week.
Yep.
So it's all on George Pickens. We saw him already crashing out on the sidelines.
Exactly. So CeeDee Lamb, they're trying to see if they need to put him on the injured list, and if they do, he'll miss 4 games with that I think it's a high ankle sprain, if I'm not mistaken. All right, the Monday night matchup, we have the New York Jets.
Wait, who did you take? Green Bay?
Yeah, Green Bay. Okay. We both took Green Bay, right?
Good, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, New York Jets at Miami.
Oh.
Miami isn't looking good.
This is going to be a snooze fest, huh? Will Justin Fields be back?
That's a good question.
Yeah, if Justin Fields is back, I think I may take the Jets here. Otherwise, I may have to lean Miami.
All right, so you got to make a pick now, though.
I'll take Miami.
Okay, I mean Miami, they tried to hang in there with Buffalo.
Yeah.
They tried.
I mean, they didn't. It wasn't terrible.
All right, we're both taking Miami.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool. All right. So we have 2 Monday night games. Is that what I'm saying?
That's
here?
What it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that first game, New York Jets at Miami, is a 7:15 game.
Yep.
And then Cincinnati, Denver is the 8:15 game. One thing I want to say about this, Ken, I suggested this on one of my shows years ago.
The NFL listened.
No, not quite, but they might be moving in the direction. And what I mean by this, by that is I can't stand Thursday games.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Thursday games and just have multiple Monday night games. Okay? Take away the Thursday game, have 2 Monday night games. That'll take care of that.
I disagree.
All right, so Cincinnati going to the Mile High City of Denver.
Yeah, I can't believe Cincinnati is 2-1. I can't believe they're leading the division right now.
Right now.
But
by the way, Pittsburgh Steelers are tied for first place in the AFC North
with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Denver here.
I'm taking Denver as well. All right, last but not least, and then we'll give a little preview as well. Our Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the international destination of Dublin, Ireland. Okay, the home of the Rooneys, right?
There's no way we travel all the way to Ireland.
That would be bad.
There are Steeler bars everywhere.
It would be bad. But Minnesota, Jordan Addison, wide receiver from the University of Pittsburgh and Southern California, USC. Mm-hmm. He's back.
Jordan Mason's in the backfield.
Yeah, but I thought Jordan Addison had a 4-game suspension.
Yeah, I don't think he's back in this game.
He's supposed to be back.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
it may have been 3-game.
Maybe. Mike Tomlin, during his press conference today, mentioned that he is back. Okay. I'm a homer. I try to be objective though. I just think the Steelers will find a way to win this game. Okay, they're going to find a way. So I'm going with Pittsburgh.
Okay, we were opened as 1.5-point underdogs. Now we are 2.5-point underdogs. So, I'm a homer as well. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan through and through. However, Minnesota Vikings looked really good. Their defense looked really good.
When did they look really good? Against who? Cincinnati?
Their run game looked really good. Their defense last week scored 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns their defense scored.
One person.
Isaiah Rodgers. If we shut down their run game, we got a chance here. Their rookie quarterback.
Okay.
Let's go to Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go to Pittsburgh Steelers.
You're going with the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. All right, so we're both going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Regrettably.
Now, okay, so don't say regrettably. Either you're there or you're not, Ken.
I'm a homer. Of course I'm there.
Okay. All right. So Mike Tomlin had his press conference today talking about this game. Okay, big game. However, we got to keep in mind this is going up against a NFC opponent. So, I would like to see the Steelers win to go to 3-1. But what I'm getting to won't be the end of the world if the Steelers lost this particular game. Just some of the things that he talked about and during the press conference, he said that the Steelers can't always take the ball away to win. So he realized that. So I was happy to hear him say that.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, but
we can't depend on splash plays like that.
Yeah, but the Steelers made the necessary plays to win in New England. Who's out for this particular game already? He mentioned that Highsmith is out. Questionable players is Joey Porter Jr. as well as Deshaun Elliott. They're questionable.
Will they practice this week?
I don't know. I'll be over there
based on how they practice this week. So hopefully we will. Keep us updated on that.
Yep. I'll be over there on Thursday. Limited Slade. Darius Slade will be limited this week at the beginning of the week is what he said. So that's the injury report from a Steelers standpoint. A little bit more on the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, their starting quarterback, is out. Okay. Carson Wentz, who we've seen before, will be their starting quarterback. I already mentioned Jordan Addison returns. They need to pay close attention to the Vikings tight end because he's tough as well. TJ Hawkinson. Okay. Also returning is their left tackle and also their safety, Harrison Smith. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we all should be familiar with their nose tackle, Javon Hargrave.
My man.
Who is a very good player. He's one of the guys, Ken. There's a handful of guys that we let go that it would have been good keeping. But I really don't blame the Steelers because who would have known that number 91 would retire for the Steelers? I forget his name now.
Oh, Stephon
Tuitt.
Yeah.
Right. But it still hurts, right? So that's pretty much a preview of who should be in, who's out, who's questionable from a player standpoint for this 9:30 a.m. game in Dublin, Ireland.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my wife is actually in California right now, and she's 3 hours behind. So they watch NFL football in the morning.
So I lived in
so we'll get
County.
A taste of that.
I lived in Orange County for 3 years, and it was so weird waking up, like having to wake up to watch football.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll be able to get some breakfast and watch the Steeler game.
Fantastic.
All right, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching the overtime today. We wanted to make sure we did a proper preview of the game. Our Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Minnesota Vikings in Ireland, 9:30 a.m. And remember, everyone, please remember our post-game show directly after the game, the Black and Gold post-game show, okay, which is for 3 hours directly after the game. You can call in with your comments, questions, anything you want to do. We'll be at Cloud 33 Cigar Lounge in Monroeville. And something else I wanted to get to before we wrapped up as well from a Pittsburgh's DSEN radio schedule standpoint. And if my wife is still listening, I'm plugging the show. Travel Fun and Tips with host my wife Francine Cameron, Rita Gregory, and Michelle R. Downing will be this Saturday, 12 to 2 p.m. Put that on your schedule, everyone, please. You could call in to that show as well or text. The topics for that show will be St. Lucia, Laysan Volcanic National Park in California. Also, they'll have a special guest regarding St. Lucia as well, Benjamin DaCosta. They'll also talk about Plitvice Lakes, if I pronounced that right, a national park in Croatia, and Akoa National Park in Japan as well. Again, everyone, that's Travel, Fun, and Tips on Pittsburgh's DSEN this Saturday from 12 to 2. And if you were expecting Pittsburgh Soul on Stage directly after this show, we will be rescheduling Pittsburgh Soul on Stage. So, Ken, 30 seconds to wrap up.
Absolutely. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the chat is wild tonight. Thank you for the call-ins. Thank you all for engaging. We are here for you. Also want to make everyone aware, it's that time again. The Pittsburgh Penguins dropped their first puck last night. I know we didn't get time to talk about it yet, but we will in the coming weeks. They dropped puck last night. The next game, we're in preseason right now, so not missing anything just yet. The regular season will be starting in just a few weeks. The first game is Tuesday, October 7th at New York. But after that, your boy will be there. We're covering the Pittsburgh Penguins. We are in the locker room. So
excellent. And then they need to be subscribers on YouTube so they could get all all of the updated information.
Absolutely.
That's really important. You all should be subscribers on 2 of our platforms, YouTube, as well as our radio platform as well. Go to our website, pghdscn.com, and please become a subscriber, and we'll keep you updated on all of the information.
Absolutely. And just to finish off, we have a few things coming with the Pittsburgh Penguins, so if you're a hockey fan, stay tuned.
Excellent. Did you have anything else, or are you good?
That's
all right. Last text of the day, because I wanted to get JT's text in. And he was talking about, he replied to the Ryder Cup. He said that because of the length of the course, I think that Bryson and U.S. hold the advantage.
It's good enough.
Because of the length of the tee. Rory's pitch is long, but it's too inconsistent. So thank you for that insight, JT. Those are 2 or 3 really good points.
Our PGA insider.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So again, everyone, we appreciate you listening. We are here listening and watching on YouTube. We appreciate that. So we are here every Tuesday, again, 6 to 8 p.m. So you could catch our post-game show on Sunday and then come back and join us here on Tuesday. So everyone, please stay blessed, and we look forward to everyone rejoining us on the shows that I mentioned. So everyone, take care.